I Caused This by Spirit of Dancing Flames, read by Deathlight, Chapter 4, Knock on Wood. I could barely believe my ears. Had I just imagined it? I felt a glimmer of hope, one that I thought had died out. But maybe, just maybe. Doc! Doc! I yelled, scrambling down from my place beside Octavia. I rushed out the door, trying to find his office. Turning a corner, I plow into someone running towards me, falling back. Ow, sorry. I got up as quickly as I could. Oh shoot, sorry Doc! What's going on? Why are you... No time, I think she's still alive! We raced for the room, Doc Horse breathing heavily. Listen! Nothing happened, and Doc gave me a sad look. Vinyl. What? He shuddered and shook himself. He dashed over to her and put his ear against Octavia's chest. He listened for a few moments, then pulled his head back and laughed happily. He reared back, shifting his weight to his back legs, and grabbed an oxygen mask that hung on a nearby machine. Snapping it on her, he pressed the buttons, and I heard the thing turn on. Vinyl, knock on wood and pray to any gods of luck there may be, because we're gonna need it. He pulled a radio out of his pocket and pressed the button. Doc Horse, at Octavia Melody's room, I need backup now, a life may be saved today. He tossed the radio at me, and I fumbled to catch it. I sat on the nearest surface I could, then backed up to the wall as the doctors and nurses galloped in, immediately setting to work. It felt so familiar, but now they were revitalized, working with renewed vigor. Please. I bowed my head. Please, let it work this time. I prayed, watching and listening. My eyes filled with tears as I felt my hope rising, not caring if I was tempting fate. One of the dogs stepped back, clapped me on my shoulder with a smile on his face. I think we've done it. I hopped around happily, not caring who saw me. I was in my own little world. The little ray of light was now like a rising sun, illuminating every part of my heart. I never seen Doc Horse grin so wide. He and his colleagues cheered like they were at one of my concerts. I was ecstatic, the music in my soul rising to a crescendo. If I can turn this moment into a song, it would have the perfect beat. I regained consciousness like one would wake from a dream. Slowly at first, then a rush of reality as I opened my eyes. My vision was blurry, yet not so blurry to obscure my sight. It seemed quite off, not centered properly. Though this, and the immense pain in my head, it didn't matter once the beautiful white mare I call my roommate came into focus, along with a caramel-colored unicorn stallion dressed in white, whom I did not recognize. You gotta be kidding me! She said, clearly agitated. I'm sorry, Vinyl, but really, you shouldn't be surprised. He said in a stern tone. Buck, she whispered. Profanity, Vinyl. I whispered. I never seen Vinyl's head whip back quickly, not even while, what was it called? Headbanging at one of her concerts? Octavia! Oh, think dubstep, you okay? Dubstep? I'm not sure how genre of music pertains to. I attempted to raise my hoof to my head in exasperation. I found myself wincing from the pain at the attempt, bringing clarity to the situation at hoof. Anyway, could somebody care to explain what in Equestria happened? Vinyl looked down to the floor, clearly out of shame. The stallion, a doctor I assume, nudged her with a hoof. Okay, I just needed a second. She sighed, then looked guiltily into my eyes. First things first, I kind of lied to you about something, Octi. Lied? Why would you feel the need to lie to me about something? Vinyl scratched the floor absently. Well, I didn't want you to know. She wiped herself in the forehead. Okay, that sounded obvious, even to me. I just didn't want you to see me like I really was. Her head dipped a bit more, averting her eyes. Octi, do you remember years ago when there was an invasion? when every pony 18 years or older was shipped off to fight? Of course I do. My high school orchestra played at the memorial concert for the war, and we were required to study the history of it. I remember you were, yes, you were in something, doing something. About that, Octi, I'm not actually 27, I'm actually 29. Vinyl, it's fine. I mean, it's only 2 years you lied about. Nothing really... Wait, that means... She nodded, that electric blue mane bobbing slightly. Yep, I was 18. She laughed bitterly. I actually turned 18 only a few days before they implemented the draft. And I got shipped off. Some birthday party, huh? I thought I saw a tear fall, but she turned away before I could be sure. I went off to fight. The first place I went was boot camp, where I learned. She made a choking noise, and I realized it was a sob. Where I learned how to kill. I learned brutal tactics against earth ponies, Pegasi, and other unicorns. Tactics designed to destroy your enemies before they can touch you. I learned how to snap horns and rip off wings with my bare hooves. I learned every pressure point, every way to make a pony scream until they... The doctor put a hoof over her mouth. Vinyl, stop. Take a breath. She nodded listlessly. Okay, sorry, Tavy. Doc, can you? Yes, I can. Go rest. She moved to the corner of the room, curling up and going still. The doctor shook his head with a sigh. I'm sorry, Miss Melody. I don't believe I introduced myself. My name is Dr. Horse, though you can just call me Doc Horse, or Doc. It's nice to meet you. I shake your hoof, but, well... A small smile crossed his face for a moment. Another time, maybe. No, I didn't witness Vinyl's experiences first hoof, but she did tell me of them extensively when I helped her cope with her post-traumatic stress. I never knew she had PTSD. Vinyl had some particularly hard moments during the war. Don't you dare. Vinyl murmured from the other side of the room. Doc gave her a mildly annoyed look. As I was saying, Vinyl had some particularly hard moments during the war that I will allow her to tell you on her own time. He emphasized, making sure Vinyl heard him. As the medic for a particular troop, she looked for my help first when she began having some uncommon after effects, which I will also let her tell you when she is ready. Vinyl's muffled thanks answered him. I glanced at her and saw that she had found a blanket and apparently proceeded to cocoon herself in it. The doctor shook his head. Moving on, due to those hard moments, Vinyl developed a bit of a dependency on alcohol. I rolled my eyes. Oh, believe me, I know all about that. I occasionally have to go and drag her out of the bar. I remember the last time I had to go and remove her. I glanced at the clock. Vinyl must be drunk again. I'd really rather not, but I suppose I must go get her. Yes, I had to do the same, but Vinyl stayed with me. He lowered his head. Mr. Scratch unfortunately didn't make it out of the war. Trotting down the dark streets, there's Vinyl, obviously drunk. Being a single father, he had very little for her to inherit. I provided her room and board. She's wavering all over the place. Goodness, I'm running, must help. Which? He dragged his voice at the blanketed bundle in the corner. It was quite kind to me, considering her tendency to slip away to the bar every few nights. I wasn't sure how to respond. My mind was slowly processing the memories filtering back. Octi, are you okay? I looked up to see Vinyl, still wrapped in her blankets. I was standing by Doc Horse and was giving me a worried look. Yes, I admit I'm starting to recollect what happened. I remember he didn't come home, and it was very late. I figured that he'd been drinking at the bar, and I went to go see if he needed help getting home. I was walking down the street when I saw you. You were drunk. I can tell from your posture while you were walking and your abnormal expression. I was worried, very worried. I started running over to assist you and, well, something must have happened. All at once, my memory slid into place. Everything, the flash of magic, pain, not being able to move, even more pain. You. I whispered to Vinyl. I'm here because of you. You did this to me. Octi, Oh, Celestia, why? What did I do to deserve this? My vision blurred even further as tears slid down my muzzle and into my mane as I stared at her. She had a frightened expression on her face, backing up as if I was the dangerous one. You, Vinyl, you were trying to kill me, you... Octavia, no, wait! Vinyl interrupted, her voice strained with panic. Stop, just stop and fucking listen to what I have to say for once in your life. Both of you, calm down please. Miss Melody, Vinyl is vulnerable right now, she doesn't need this hostility. No, I've put up with a lot of your stuff, but I'm not gonna put up with her hiding behind you like a little fool. Listen, Vinyl. I turned my attention to her. I want to understand, and I'm trying so hard to understand. But you're not making it easy, but not telling me the truth. Hiding behind Dark Horse, the name PTSD to explain. Tell me the truth, Vinyl. Tell me exactly what you were thinking when you attacked me. I deserve that at least. I tried to calm down, to speak rationally, but I couldn't. The pressure, the worry, it was all coming down at me at once. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't do anything. I was helpless, so helpless. I shook my head and pushed out the words. I had an episode. Octavia looked sternly at me. I cringed, waiting for her to let me have it. To tell me she never wanted to talk to me again. Explain. I was shocked. I thought she shut me down, but maybe I had a chance to fix this. I took a deep breath. Sometimes I have episodes where I see things from the war and I... Vinyl, slow down. Calm down. Say it slowly. I nodded, trying to make my mind relax. Sometimes, usually when I drink a lot more than normal, I have episodes. Hallucinations where I see things from the war, but there's one scene that I see the most, and I sniffed as a few tears made its way down my cheek. What I see is when I was in enemy territory with the rest of my battalion. We were all scattered around, and we had to be careful because the enemy could come from any direction. I hadn't killed anyone yet. This is my first time in open combat. We were in the remains of a village, long since abandoned. It was dusty, the whole place was in the middle of a desert, so it was hard to see anything too well. My nerves were already frayed already when I heard gunfire. It clipped a building I was standing only a few feet away from when I ducked behind it for cover. I aimed as best as I could what little I could see of the figures in the clouds of dust. I loaded my automatic rifle on them and hoping they wouldn't sneak up on me while I was reloading. When I was done firing, their return fire had stopped. I heard over the radio the remains of the enemy troops were on the run. We were to pursue them, so I ran to join my comrades. I didn't make it but a few yards before I tripped over something. The wind picked up, so I stood back and waited for the dust to clear, and what it was. I choked back a sob. You know how they say how terrible war is? This was 10 times worse. These were corpses on the ground, Octi, ponies I had killed. I could barely talk anymore from my voice straining. They were all fools, Octi, every single one of them. I had to breathe deeply several times before I could speak again. I saw their blood on my hooves, and to this day, I still see it every single day. I've tried to wash it off so many times. I sighed, trying to keep myself from trembling. Almost every time I have an episode, that's the scene I see. But the one I had that night, after drinking nearly twice as much as usual, something added such to my hallucination. I saw an earth pony, masked and armed like the enemy forces I fought against so long ago. And they ran for me. I reacted. And after overwhelming them, I had to end them or else they'd get back up and end me. I accidentally knocked off the mask, and I saw your face. I closed my eyes, then gritted my teeth, and slammed my hoof into the wall. I was so stupid. I should have known. I should have recognized it was you. A hollow feeling inside me, mixed with my anger. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I should have realized. Bucket, I'm so sorry. So sorry. I couldn't take it anymore. I curled up right there on the floor and started sobbing. You probably hate me now. I sniffed. And I deserve it. I should take it and say okay, but I can't. I love you too much. Bucket, I love you. Looking at Vinyl sobbing, I couldn't help but feel my heart break. Seeing how vulnerable and broken she really was, despite her everyday outward sense of composure, made me love her even more. Vinyl, oh Vinyl, I'm sorry. I didn't understand. But now I think I do. You took on the burden of these memories on your own. Think that if you shared them with me or anyone else, you'd be treated differently. Well, you're right. Now I love you even more. Vinyl's sobs stopped as she looked up at me. You love me? In my heart, I think I always have, but seeing you so vulnerable, worrying so much about you, I think that it made me finally realize it. I know now that I don't want you to face that on your own. I want to be there for you, helping you through anything you might face. We can do it together, Vinyl. Dark Horse looked up from his sandwich that he made while the whole ordeal was going on. You two done yet? He asked, his mouth full. Vinyl jumped about 9 feet in the air. Oh, Doc, you're still here? He shrugged, taking another bite. No point asked me to leave. You didn't bother giving us any privacy? We were having emotional moments. He looked offended for 2 seconds, then went back to his sandwich. I couldn't just leave. If the emotions proved too much for her heart, I'd be needed immediately. You could have stood just outside, I suggested. My chair is comfy. I chose sitting in my cushy chair over standing out in the hall. You do realize that your chair has wheels and not stationary, right? The wheels are squeaky. It would have been distracting. He chewed twice then swallowed. Plus, there's nothing good on TV. He proceeded to ignore existence in favor of happily finishing his beloved sandwich. Vinyl, at this point, had decided to find the nearest wall, banging her head against it repeatedly. I give up, she said, exasperated. Vinyl, you're gonna give yourself brain damage if you keep that up, I commented. Oh well, not losing much there. I chuckled. Well, still, I like to enjoy your company. Vinyl turned, smiling. If you insist, Octi. She came over, then put her front hooves on the side of the bed. Scoot over. I raised an eyebrow. And how am I supposed to do that? I looked at my bandages with as much emphasis as I could. Doc looked up from his sandwich. By the way, sorry, but you'll never use your left eye again. Drat, that explains why things look so odd. We spent the rest of the day chatting as I rested. Dark Horse checked my vitals and he informed me that I was well enough to go home and rest if I wished. But he made Vinyl promise to give him constant updates. She assured him that she had everything under control. Doc and I gave her a skeptical look, but we both knew really Vinyl would, as long as I reminded her. When the doc pulled up a wheelchair, I took one look at it and turned up my nose. I wouldn't trust that thing to get me home any more than I would trust your comfy chair to get me 5 feet. He scratched his chin with a hoof. Well, I guess Vinyl will have to carry you. You up for it, DJ Pone 3? She grinned wildly. I got this. Oh dear. A thought occurred to me as Vinyl carried me home. For being as excited about it as she was being very careful. I was going slowly to minimize my pain. Though, obviously she can carry me using her magic. She did cushion me with it. It worked quite well. It was kind of relaxing, in fact. By the way, Vinyl, somehow I think I heard your confession before, almost like a dream. I always knew I'd be the man of your dreams. She winked. I rolled my eyes, trying to hide my smile. Vinyl chuckled. So, after this, how about we go out for a drink? Vinyl! What? I'm kidding. Maybe.